pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Almighty God, for this most illustrious moment, we give you thanks. We thank you for the man of the hour that we honor today. We thank you for all that Dale means to this school system, to this community, to everyone who is assembled here tonight. We thank you that you have given him a spirit of generosity, a spirit of love for his fellow man. And we ask that your greatest and richest blessings would be poured out upon him in a great and mighty way that only God can do. As we go through the agenda of the evening, we ask that your Holy Spirit would come and permeate this place with a spirit that is far beyond anything this world has to offer. We thank you for the food. We thank you for the fellowship. We thank you for your Son who came and died for us. Now, Lord, we ask and we seek your blessings. In the name of Christ we pray. Amen.
When I was asked to say a few words for my friend Dale, I've been thinking for the past several months, I want to say something bad about Dale because I know everybody's going to say things good about him. And I've been racking my brain, what can I say bad about Dale? What attribute, what characteristic does he have that's bad? And I have an example. Dale is too honest. Dale is too honest. We worked together. He was the city attorney. I admired him for everything he's ever done, a colleague, a friend. Everybody looks up to him, but I found he's got one characteristic that I don't agree with. He's too honest. He and Diane helped us with the city of Clemson, all-American city. He gave, he traveled, he went, and he said, Lou, and he told the group, if you win, I'm going to shave my head. I paid it no attention. We were in California, and we won. I walked over to get on the telephone and call back to the newspaper, and Susan Briscoe, God bless her heart, wherever she is, was in the store of the hotel buying shaving cream and a razor. And Dale was sitting down, and I said, Dale, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to let him shave my head. I said, have you gone crazy? Don't do that. He said, Lou, I gave him my word. If we won, I'd let him shave my head. What would you do if you gave him your word? I said, I'd lie. I'm a politician. I would tell him I didn't say it, tell him you were confused, make up some lie. Dale, don't do that. He said, I gave him my word. He sat right there in front of 200 people and let him shave his head in honor of the city of Clemson, all-American city. I say Dale is too honest. I want to say to you just a word about how much the city thinks of Dale. In 50 years, we've had 3 mayors. In 50 years in the city of Clemson, 3 mayors, and 1 clerk, Betty Fortner, who was a clerk to all 3 mayors. And on my first day, I was going through my desk, and we were talking. I said, Betty, what's this? And she said, well, that's a proclamation. What's this? Well, if you match that, then the police chief will call you back. If you match that, it's fire chief. And we went all through my desk, and there was 1 drawer. I said, now, Betty, what is that? She said, Mr. Mayor, I urge you not to go into that drawer very often. That is a drawer that I urge all mayors not to go into. That is a very special drawer that we ask people not to go into. So being the clerk of the mayor of over 50 years, I'm telling you, that is where you keep the keys of the city. I rarely urge mayors to go in that drawer. So I would urge you, Mr. Mayor, don't do it. Don't be tempted to go in that drawer unless the recipient is way, way, way above the mark. Way above the mark. Not a C plus, not a B plus, not an A plus, but over that. Someone that really sets an example of who we want all our citizens to be. Someone that exemplifies a perfect citizen that is exemplified that in all aspects of their life. Mr. Mayor, you can go in the drawer if you want to, but I'm urging you not to do that, because that is a very special drawer. I took Betty Fortune's advice, and I have not done that. So tonight, I went in that drawer, and I'm going to present to my friend Dale Johnson the 16th key to the city in honor of his work, his life, and for all that he has done and will do. And at this time, I would like for you to join me in recognizing the 16th key to the city recipient, Mr. Dale Johnson. Whoa, what a hard act to follow.
Dale, it's my pleasure tonight on behalf of all your classmates from the CHS class of 61, and we'll even include some of the 60s and 62 guys that I've seen here tonight, to congratulate you on this very special night, the award that you will receive. We celebrate your many years of service to our city school system and appreciate that. Your foresight, your financial support, and your personal commitment have helped us maintain a high level of excellence both in the classroom and on the athletic field. To you and to us as your classmates, this is not a surprise we're here tonight, because we witnessed your commitment to the Dark Horse tradition while we were still in school. You provided great leadership in the classroom as my wife told me it's an excellent student. Student government as president of student government, and as captain of the basketball team your senior year. And that claim to fame was you led us to number 3 in the state in Division 3, if you remember that. And that was after a year that we struggled to be a good basketball team, but we went to the state playoffs and ended up 3rd in the state. You were active in so many activities while you were in school and providing leadership and inspiration to the rest of us, and we appreciate that so much. We all congratulate you on carrying on this Dark Horse tradition in such a spirit of love and dedication that you do. And as already pointed out by the mayor, I know very few people have shown that same level of commitment to our town, to our schools, and to our athletic programs. So all of us tonight congratulate you on this well-deserved award. And again, thank you for what you have done to continue the Dark Horse tradition for the future generations. We applaud you and thank you.
This evening, I have the distinct pleasure of speaking on behalf of the Board of Education about a pivotal dark horse, Mr. Dale Johnson. Mr. Dale Johnson has been recognized as a pivotal dark horse tonight because for many years he has taken an active role in changing ordinary activities into pivotal ones for our students, our school system, and our community. His contributions to the Clinton City schools are numerous. He was a driving force in the construction of the Dark Horse Stadium in the mid-1980s, and the construction of the new Clinton High School in the early 2000s. His support for extracurricular activities and the students involved in those activities is second to none. He has played an active role in the Athletic Boosters Club as well as the Band Boosters Club. Mr. Dale Johnson has given back to his community and alma mater unselfishly and without hesitation. Mr. Johnson, as evidenced by the large turnout audience gathered here tonight, your impact on the lives of so many of our region. Thank you so much for your contribution to our community and for being a loyal member of the Dark Horse family. Mr. Johnson, as the first recipient of the Pivotal Dark Horse Award, and to commemorate this evening, we would like to present to you an original painting by Clinton High School art teacher and local artist, Mr. Michael Ray. At this time, I will call on Ms. Georgine Zinn to unveil the portrait. Mrs. Zinn. Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for all that you have done. Thank you.
What a handsome man! Where's Scott? Is he here?
He had a
Where?
prior engagement.
He had wire functions?
Prior engagement.
Prior engagement. I'm Dale's wife, Diane. I know everybody here, though. I've seen some wonderful friends and family that have come to this special occasion. And Dale, if you don't know, has Parkinson's. I think most of you know that. And therefore, he has asked me to speak on his behalf this evening. He dictated this to me last night. So these are Dale's words, not mine. He's very much the man in charge. And I knew this evening wouldn't go by without him being a part of it and saying some words to the community. First of all, he wanted to say thank you to the Clinton City School Board for this day and for this honor to Dale. His theme for the evening is giving back to the community and reaching out to help other people. I tell people that I am married to Mr. Clinton. He truly loves this community, especially Clinton High School. I've known that from day one, from when I met him. This community, especially this school system, has been very instrumental in forming his character and who Dale is. Let me tell you some interesting things about Dale that you may not know. He was a sergeant in the U.S. Army Reserve for 6 years. And I see our ROTC program people back here. How old is our program? 6 years. Yes. He was an NFL football agent in the mid-'80s. He was an adjunct law professor at the Campbell University for 28 years. He was Sampson Regional Medical Center hospital attorney for 28 years. He still has his 1977 Carolina blue and white Chevrolet Blazer. I drove it to work every day. And when I drove it on occasion, I
I would get the most waves. I think people thought I was dead. Dale is loyal. And I've heard him say that many times, and he is. If there's something Dale is, he's loyal. And as I call your name, please raise your hand, because these people have meant a lot to his, and they're the reason why he is so loyal. He has been very loyal to his employees while practicing law. His secretaries always loved him, and I try not to be jealous. For example, Doug Parsons. Doug, where are you? He's now a judge, Superior Court judge. Doug was his law partner for 36 years. And I used to tell people, they must really love each other. You know, how many law partners last that long? Gene Honeycutt, you hear Gene Honeycutt, raise your hand, was his legal secretary for 38 years. She came to him right out of high school. Martha Parker, too, if you're here, Martha, raise your hand. She was his secretary for a while and a bookkeeper for 20 plus years. Jean Bellamy is having surgery today, so she's not here. That's Walker Bellamy's wife. Was his receptionist for 20 plus years. Carlton Albritton, I know you're here, raise your hand. He was his investigator for 20 plus years. He's a retired highway patrolman. Bobby Robinson and Bob Lewis, I know you're here, raise your hand. They were Clinton High School football coaches, and they have been decade-long friends. Their friendship goes back a long ways. Steve Cobbs, I know you're here, Steve, raise your hand. He's also known as the Wizard of the East on the Internet Sports. The late Walker Bellamy, that's Jean's husband, and the late Robert Hill are true friends that traveled together to over 600 Dark Horse football games. 600. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I used to be jealous of every Friday night. I find, used to he went with me, and but then all of a sudden he was going with the guy friends. So I was like, okay, get over it. And eventually I got to enjoy my Friday night. Most importantly, he's been married to me for 45 years. Thank you very much. Then there are a group of young people when they were in high school whom Dale and I reached out to and mentored. I think we have more fun than they had. At that time, they were 15 and 16 years old. We didn't know how they were going to turn out. We would have them over to our house to eat, the girls would babysit, or to help work in the yard. Dale would find work for them to do, and he would go buy them Hardy or McDonald's egg biscuits while they worked in the yard. And we continued to stay in touch with them. He's been in touch with them this week. We are still friends. Several of them are here tonight. And he wanted me to mention, and these are just a few of the young people Dale has touched their lives in a very special way. Ray Bolton. Bobby Robinson told Dale that Ray Bolton was going to be leaving Clinton, and the football coaches did not want to lose him as a student athlete. The Presbyterian Church gave Dale $3,000 to help take care of Ray so he could complete his senior year at Clinton High School. He has been a minister at Red Hill Church right down the road here for a number of years. He is a retired employee of the City of Clinton, a fine fellow and a Christian man. He is married to Phyllis and has 2 children. Wandalyn Freeman Ray, we all know her. She's been in the paper recently. Wandalyn, where are you? There she is. She's currently a middle school teacher and is the Clinton City Schools Teacher of the Year. She is now in the top 8 in the state, and we're hoping that she will go to win the North Carolina Teacher of the Year Award. Yes. She is a recipient of the Teacher of the Year monetary award sponsored by Johnny Marcy. Johnny, raise your hand. Johnny and Dale graduated from Clinton High School together, and followed Marcy Real Estate in Raleigh was and still is a big part of his life. He started that company. So when Dale was doing March to $1 Million to raise they asked the school Fastell to raise 1.4 million. Instead, they raised 2.4 million because Doug was able to get $1 million from the highway department, right, Doug, to do the roundabout out here. So it bumped it up to 2.4 million. Johnny wanted to do something to motivate teachers during that time, and so he is responsible for setting up our Teacher of the Year award program here that gives handsome amounts of money to teachers that excel. And so Johnny made that possible. Thank you, Johnny. So Wanda Lynn now is going to take it all the way, we hope. This Teacher of the Year award is given through Clinton City Schools annually. Johnny Marcy is here tonight, and we appreciate his work. Wanda Lynn played for the Clinton High School girls basketball team in 3 state championships. She has one son. What year did you win, Wanda Lynn, the state championship? 88? And you went, the team played in 3. Okay, Tanya Sampson. Tanya played for Clinton High School girls basketball in 3 state championships with Wanda Lynn as well. She's an entrepreneur and has owned many successful businesses. While at Carolina in Chapel Hill, she played basketball on the team that won the 1994 National Championship. Tanya currently lives in the Durham area and is always a lot of fun. Danielle Parker. Danielle was on the Clinton High School basketball team with Tanya and Wanda Lynn, and they led the Clinton High School girls basketball team to 3 state championship games. She played at North Carolina State University under Coach Kay Dow and has earned an engineer's degree. Brian Peterson. These are people that we talk to. Now, Danielle, we have a hard time finding her, but all these other people we talk to them quite frequently. Brian Peterson, who lives in the Raleigh area, is a middle school teacher, coaches football, and is a professional photographer. He is a self-made man who distinguished himself as a great quarterback and over 30 victories and only 3 losses for Clinton High School. He led the Dark Horses to a state championship in 1997. He has given back to this and other communities by working with young people using the discipline of sports. He is married to Lisa and has 2 children and is a good Christian man. Willie Parker lives right down the street here. One of the best running backs in the history of Clinton High School and the NFL Super Bowl. He attended UNC Chapel Hill on a college scholarship and was a starter there. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers for several years and was all-pro. He set the Super Bowl record for the longest run in Super Bowl history. He is currently retired and he coaches at Heritage High School in Raleigh. James Faison. He is He is working in the software industry and lives in the Raleigh-Durham area. He was a tight end on our 1997 state championship team. He comes from a devout religious family and was here in Clinton and was active at Carolina with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. He was a non-scholarship starting fullback with Willie Parker at Carolina. He is the author of a Christian book about life after football, which we highly recommend that book. He is married to Dee and has 2 children. Leonard Henry, where are you, Leonard? Way back there with Eliza. He's a fine, proud papa. Leonard is one of the best all-around athletes in the history of Clinton High School. He has given back to the community by working for the Board of Education and is currently employed by the Board for Dropout Prevention. He played on the state football championship team in 1996 and was an all-star linebacker. He attended ECU on a football scholarship and was one of the best running backs in the country. He played football with the Miami Dolphins for several years. He is currently an associate minister at Clinton Family Worship Center. He is married to Brittany and has 1 daughter who's in his arms right now. Our son, Chad Johnson, raise your hand. He if you've never noticed, the tallest guy in the gym in the state championship golf team picture is our son. People say, who is that guy? Well, it's Chad. There he is. He's the tallest one in the picture. Chad played on one of the only CHF, I think the one and only CHF golf team that won the state championship. They won it in 1994. Am I right? Has there been another state championship golf team? No? Okay. And besides that, he's a wonderful son. He's married to Jessica, and they have given us 2 beautiful granddaughters and Adele. Raise your hand. And Charlotte, raise your hand. I told them we're going to Papa's party tonight. Here are a few words from a letter from Lamont Edwards, who played football and baseball at Clinton High School. He wrote a 2-page typed letter to Dale. He says, quote, "I just wanted to write and thank you for all those little things and big things that you've done for me. Thanks for being there, Mr. Dale." One last thing, and I want all of you that were on the March to a Million committee with Dale to raise your hand. If you were on the March to a Million, raise your hand. There was a big committee of them that worked with Dale. Yes. Lastly, in December of 2005, CHS Principal Jeff Dale and Superintendent Gene Hills asked Dale if he would chair a committee to raise $1.4 million by April the 1st, 4 months, in order to be able to have the funds to include a second gymnasium, an auditorium, and additional classrooms for the new Clinton High School that was being built at that time. That was in 2005. He asked, quote, "Have you lost your ever-loving mind?" The committee, with Doug Parsons' help, raised $2.4 million, not 1.4, but $2.4 million in 4 months. So I've already asked you to raise your hands, but that was a much-deserved honor. To conclude Dale's speech that I am reading for him, he wanted me to say that we hope we have had some impact on these and many other lives in this community. We want you to reach out and help someone. You may be surprised what it may mean. Amy, Chad, Jessica, Ann, Adele, Charlotte, and I would like to thank you for this honor to Dale. Serving this community through all of these years has brought us so much joy and has made us all better people. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and pay it forward. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you to the Johnson family. Thank you, Dale. Thank you for everything you did for us. Thank you.